Well, Rob, here we go again. Another massive evening in Cardiff awaits us. How are you feeling? How are the players feeling ahead of tomorrow's game?
All good. Shauna, we've had a good couple of days after the game. We've had a good recovery session, and then trained the lads that needed some extra work, and now come together for a training session all together to go over the game plan. And the mood's good in the camp, understandably after a positive result, positive performance, and we want to take that momentum into this big game.
A bit of housekeeping, but everyone fit?
Yeah.
Everyone was training this morning, I believe?
Everybody trained this morning, everybody fit, ready to go.
I'm going to reflect on Thursday for a bit, if I may. Obviously, tomorrow night is going to be a completely different kettle of fish, but the fact that you got the win on Thursday, the fact that you scored those 4 goals on Thursday as well, how much of an extra confidence boost do you think that'll give the team?
Oh, definitely. Look, we've said it's a work in progress. We've made minor tweaks to the formation and to the way we play at the top of the pitch. Jack Lester coming in and certainly helped with that. He can just throw full focus into the top of the pitch for us with the forwards and the work we need to do with that. And I think we're seeing the benefits of it now. Brooksy's finish for the first goal was outstanding. It's not an easy finish, and it's probably shoulder height. So the athleticism he showed to get into that position. The good thing we've got now is we've got strength in depth. So people like DJ and Kiefer coming off the bench and having such an impact. Kiefer's a different profile player, but has lots to offer. Probably our top scorer. And DJ coming on and showing the confidence that he's got from playing at club level, has given him the confidence to go through and finish in which the way he did. So. It's a nice problem for us to have.
I've got to say, every player I spoke to after the game, even though a 4-1 scoreline looks amazing, every single one of them said, but we know we can play much better than this.
Yeah.
We know we need to do much better. That speaks volumes about this team and their mentality.
Absolutely. All right, the first goal was great movement from H and Brennan. Brennan done really, really well to be able to give the pass back to H for him to go through and get a shot off from Brooksy, so they were playing closely together. And we know we can do better. Without the ball, we addressed it at half time, and we come out better having had that conversation at half time. But the other goals were set plays, which is a big part of the game. Certainly against Finland, it'll be no different against Poland. They've conceded a lot of goals against set plays, so we'll have to be switched on with that as well, but we know there's still more to come. The profile of the players we've got, if it's Kiefer, if it's Brennan, stretching and behind, if it's DJ, or who do we start with the other night in Brooksy and Harry Wilson, they relish the opportunity we've given them to play in those pockets. And then, if it's not off Kiefer, if it's Brennan or DJ, they're really enjoying the way we play at this moment in time.
So on that note, tomorrow night, Rob, what improvements would you like to see, or what improvements do we need to make sure that we get the job done?
Well, look, yeah, it's hard to be critical after a 4-1 win and a positive performance. I think there was a lot of boxes ticked, but we set high standards, and we've changed the press. So we'll have a look at how Poland play, and we have looked at how Poland play, and it's not too dissimilar to Finland, but not being disrespectful to Finland, but I think there's a bit more quality that they've got. Lewandowski, to name one, is a world-class player, so we have to respect that. We've played against him a couple of years back in the Nations League, so we know what he's all about, and we have to respect that again. But it's about us, being brave on the ball with and without it, being more aggressive without the ball. And if we can just make a slight tweak to that on Tuesday night, then and give the same level of performance, I'm sure the result takes care of itself.
It doesn't feel like that long ago we were playing Poland in the Nations League, just a couple of years ago. I'm going to use Jordan James, young JJ, as an example, if you like. I believe he got called up to the first team squad for the first time for those final 2 Nations League games, one of them being when Poland last came here to Cardiff. Looking at the evolution of this squad since then, just how pleased are you with how everything's starting to fall into place?
Really pleased, yeah. The Poland games, the last time we played them, were difficult because the first game we played, I think it was Kiefer and DJ up top as a 2, because they just needed 45 minutes, because 5 days later we were playing Ukraine, so that had an impact on the team selection for that. I wasn't going to risk any of the players. The home game was slightly affected as well, because it was just after the Ukraine and the emotions and everything the lads had thrown into it. We didn't play the starting 11 against them then, so now it'll be our first 11 up against them. But Part of the team is different as well, because like you've just said, young JJ's come in and done really well. We've now got the athleticism in the middle of the park with Ethan and JJ. You know, they've got a lot of experience in the middle of the park that can hurt us, so we have to respect that. They've got quality at the top of the pitch. They've got quality all over the pitch, so it's going to be a different type of challenge. But I'm really pleased. I think since the disappointment of the summer, you can see the reaction from those players, with the young players we've introduced into the squad as well. And I'm beaten in 7 since September. And a plus goal difference, considerable plus goal difference. So we're on the right path, and I'm really pleased in how we're developing as a team.
You've just stolen my next question, actually, because that unbeaten, have you been looking at my notes? That unbeaten in 7, Rob, do you think that's gone under the radar a bit? Do you think that's gone underappreciated?
I don't know, Sioned. People are quick to say stats when well, I can't remember what it was, when there was 13 games or whatever, and that was off the back of a Nations League against Holland, Belgium, so we have to put a bit of perspective on it, you know. Yeah, look, I'm just pleased with the form we're in. It was a great reaction. The first game was South Korea at home, and we knew we had to suffer without the ball, so that served a great purpose for us, because defensively we were caught out against Armenia in the summer, so for us to play against a tough team in South Korea and keep a clean sheet was incredible, a great reaction. So I knew then that was our foundation. Then the other side of it, we needed to create more chances. Latvia away, we certainly did that. And then Gibraltar at home to score the goals in which we did, and the manner in which we played. I know it's Gibraltar, but you still got to play against the opposition in front of you. And then it all come together against Croatia at home. And defensively, we were absolutely magnificent and showed a constant threat attack, and from an attack-minded point of view. So I've seen the change since September and the transition that we're on, and I really like it at this moment in time.
Poland, they've had a bit of a chaotic route, I guess, to get to this playoff final by their standards. Finished 3rd in their qualifying group. Managerial changes. They'll probably have a point to prove tomorrow night. Do you think that's going to make them even more dangerous? Yeah, I do, if I'm honest, but we can't affect that. We know they're a good team. We know they're a good outfit. They've had a new manager. He's not lost a game since he's been there. But there's a reason why they're here. You know, they were top seeds in their group and they finished 3rd, so they didn't qualify automatically, so they've had to go down the route that we have, and it makes for a more entertaining game. There'll be 2 teams tomorrow night going at it. I don't want to talk too much about Gareth Bale, but I know someone asked Harry Wilson on Saturday, you know, there's this big sense of players like Harry stepping up, coming out of the shadows since we lost Bale. Obviously in the past, when it's come to these games, Gareth Bale, he was the one that would drag us over the line. Do you think this new look Wales side, this young Wales side, do you think they've got it in them to get us over the line tomorrow night? Oh, absolutely. Harry Wilson against Croatia, Brennan Johnson against Turkey, Kiefer Moore against the Belgians of the world, and the goals he scored for us over the recent months. Daniel James, you know, we've not got one player now that we're relying on. We've got quality at the top of the divisions, playing well, week in, week out, scoring goals. So we're getting 2 or 3 Gareth Bales coming into the team now, and that's a massive credit, what I've just said there, to H, Brennan, Kiefer, DJ, you know, Brooksy. They're in good form at this moment in time, so I've got a bit of a headache. Finally, Rob, fitness, match fitness. Is not a problem right now, because like we've discussed so many times, your players are playing regularly, which must feel like a massive treat. Is it fair to say tomorrow night it's going to be much tougher mentally, would you say, for the players? Yeah, physically we'll get them ready. There's a younger group than what we had when we qualified for the World Cup. I think the gap in between the World Cup certainly helped us with the age of the group that we had. This is a different age group, so but it will still be draining. You know, physically they'll still feel it, but mentally it'll have had an impact on them the other night. And but we've got a good team around us. We've got Ian Mitchell, who's the top site coach, so he's been drip feeding some information into him. But for us, the important thing is it's just another game. That's been the message. It's been consistent in the messaging throughout every meeting that we've had throughout the camp, and it'll be no different going into the game. Rob, diolch yn fawr, pob lwc. Diolch yn fawr, Sioned.